Hi, I'm TM Logan. Welcome to my little writing room in my house, my new house actually, near Nottingham. I used to have a writing cabin that I had at the bottom of my garden, but since we moved last month, I'm now in this little book-filled spare room, which is where all the ideas come from and where my writing takes place. So I really started writing in around 2006, trying to write the full-length novel to see if I could do it. I'd been a journalist for some years before that, but I'd always really had this ambition that I was going to try and write a book of my own. And it took quite a long time, and working through different drafts of another book, which ended up not being published, to get to the point some years later in 2017 when that first book came out, and that was Lies with Bonnier. And there's been a book a year ever since then, with again with the same publisher, which I've been very lucky to have throughout my published life as an author, and one book every year, and the latest one is The Dream Home, which has just come out in February this year. As a boy, I read lots of I would read lots of kind of perhaps more fantasy and some science fiction. I would, some of my earliest reading memories are, authors like C.S. Lewis and Roald Dahl, and then it kind of moved into more of the fantasy, and from there more into some of the kind of bit more contemporary and horror, Stephen King, that sort of thing. And it kind of really evolved over time, I think. And it probably wasn't until I was maybe in my 20s when I really started to get into thrillers. And I think reading books back then, like A Simple Plan by Scott Smith, which I've got up on my shelf here, and then books like that, or books like Tell No One by Harlan Coben, Misery by Stephen King. These are all kind of things which really kind of helped me to ignite my love of thrillers, which I've carried on ever since. So I do like reading other genres as well, but I think predominantly for me it's crime and thrillers that I read the most of. I think if I wasn't a writer, I would be, I started off really as working in journalism, so I'd done that, and then I worked in communications for a big university. I think when I was younger, when I was thinking the sky was the limit, I always thought I would want to be an astronaut. So that was always the thing that was in my head, because I wanted to go into space and be weightless and do all those things. But I think I'm probably, I don't know if I'd qualify now for that. And I was always terrible at maths and terrible at kind of all those subjects that I think were important to being an astronaut. And also I'm probably too tall, I think, as well. That's the main reason why I never became an astronaut, I think. So, but yeah, so that's probably the ultimate aspiration. And I think I've still got a little bit of an idea that one day maybe I'll try and go into space if it becomes a lot cheaper to do it. I'd love to. Well, enough about me and my writing in my little writing room. It's time for you to read The Dream Home, which is my brand new book, and it's out now in hardback, ebook and audio.